Check, check, check. Just making sure we're not peeking or clipping. Okay, Om Namah Shivaya. Good morning and welcome back to inthekhud. This is January 3rd, 2024, 11:11 a.m. and in this live stream, from this live stream onwards, I'm gonna try and make things very efficient. The first two live streams were more like just warming up and getting used to things. Now that I have the video and audio figured, I want to just be very efficient and like try and wrap whatever I have to say as soon as possible, because it's 11:11 already and it's a work day. So yesterday I was working on this one project and I came across this situation where I had a stock footage and I had to replace the background behind. So I'm gonna show a little bit of how do you do that. Now I'm gonna start afresh, and I'm gonna have After Effects and Vinci Resolve run at the same time, so you can understand like the difference. I think something is wrong. So if After Effects and Vinci are running together, you'll see the difference between the two, and then you can take a call on what you want to use for your project. And Vinci Resolve. Some people also say Da Vinci Resolve. It doesn't matter. I'm using the studio version, but for this you don't really need a studio version. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this. Let me show you the footages that I have. So original PNG proxy. So this video here is what we're gonna take and remove this yellow color from the background. There's a dog and I want the dog only to be on like a transparent background. You need an alpha situation here. Now it looks pretty straightforward, like if you look at it from afar, but when you start looking at it from a little more depth, you will see it is not as straightforward as it looks. And part of the reason for that is because this background is not meant to be like keyed out, because you see there is a gradient here. It starts over on the edges. There's a vignette, and here there is no vignette, so there's inconsistency in the lighting of the background, which is not that big a problem actually. The bigger problem I feel here is you see a lot of these things here, and on the dog itself there is a the light casts a sort of highlight shadow situation on the subject, which becomes a problem, especially inside After Effects. So I'm going to show how we can instead use Vinci Resolve, and that will fix your problem. So starting off in After Effects, I'm going to drop this video here. I'm going to make a comp out of this. Nothing special happening here. Now how do you do keying inside After Effects is you straight up do, this is FX console, the control spacebar. You just put a key light 1.2. I want to see if the audio and everything is proper. Okay, there's nobody. Okay, cool. I'll probably figure it out, because on OBS it seems to be fine. The mic is there and desktop is there. We'll see. Now if once you put key light here, it's pretty straightforward. There is a screen color option. You pick this color and boom. It doesn't work, so you pick like something else. It's still like when the view is at final result, it's still not looking like it should. And the way, wait, let me just go to my default view so you can see things a little better. Now you see it's not quite what I want, right? If I was to enable transparency, you see that it is doing a very terrible job, like at the edges and everything, and a lot of color and everything is gone. The tongue is almost completely gone and the color of the tongue has changed, which is why I felt this was a pretty good use case, because you see the color plays an important role. It's pink color, right? But it's becoming purple for some reason. Now, and this red color strap here, it is going off completely, even though I picked yellow. Now if we were to look at our color wheel, you see yellow is here and red is kind of here. They're not even opposite. R, G, B, C, M, Y. So red, green, blue, C, M, Y. Blue, yellow is opposite to blue. Even if that was a thing, I would understand, like, probably. But yeah, this is what Keylight is doing by default. Now I can go ahead and finesse this a little bit. Like if I go from final result to screen matte, you'll get something like this. And what you have to do is all the things that this is basically like Photoshop, and we're using masks in Photoshop. Black hides and white shows, so we want all of these things to be completely black, which is going to be the background. So how do you do that is using screen matte and clip black and clip white. Now then the problem with these numbers and not sliders, which I will show in DaVinci Resolve, is you don't quite understand like what to do with these numbers. You just increase it, and then you see the background is kind of going away. And then white, I'm going to take it down until you see, like at one point it'll once you match it with clip black, like the same value, it will go away completely. So you want it to be like just above, somewhere here. Okay, you play with these two for a starting point. You see this is still black. The, what do you call it? I should be knowing it, I have a dog, but anyway I don't know. Now if I look at the before and after, before we saw that the tongue was a problem with the color and everything, and this thing here, this tag is still not visible here. So now I don't know if there is a way to like go about playing with these settings. I haven't done that yet. Replace method hard color, okay, that helps a little bit, from soft color to hard color. Or if we take source, okay, that is nice. So replace method, if you take to be source, that seems to help us with getting back this color, which is getting purple. So this is something I did not check yesterday. But even then, you see here I am not getting the complete tongue, and there is this purple kind of thing coming in between, which for that you will have to play with this. But again, I know that it will be introducing some more background. So if I keep that at 0, and then I can't go very low with the clip white, because you will start getting a little bit of the background then. So I'll have to keep it until here, and then you see there is this yellow thing coming in here, which despill bias, can we, no, screen gain, okay. So yeah, I'm learning a few things here while I'm documenting this, because yesterday I wasn't able to figure the color part out. But one thing we are still left with is the fact that this tag is not visible. So this red color tag is very important. Like we can't have transparency in that, even though it did kind of a good enough job. And the tongue is still not completely there yet. Like if you see, the underneath part of the tongue is not there. So for that, inside mask, foreground color correction, I don't know, we do something like that. And brightness, no, these are like after the fact effects. I am still trying to figure out the mask situation. Outside mask, soften. I don't think it's a matter of softening or anything. It has to be one of these primary sliders that we play with. And this is where I'm stuck. Like, how do I get that tag back? Because there doesn't seem to be a way. No, I don't want to affect the color correction. That's a separate thing. I'll do that using Lumetri after the fact. But here, I don't quite know how to get the tag back. There is still no one, but that's okay. Okay, that's where we at with After Effects. I don't know how to get the tag situation back. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do this exact example, but we're going to do it inside DaVinci as well. Now, how do you do it inside DaVinci? There is no like effect that you can drag and drop it and call it a day, like select something. You have to come with your clip, like you're going to come into the edit page, bring it here. Let's say this is your clip. Okay, you want to bring it here, and once you're here in your timeline, you want to select this clip and go to your Fusion tab. And this is one way I learned from a tutorial that I watched. There could be multiple ways of doing it. This is one way. When you click on Fusion here with this clip selected, it's going to automatically make a Fusion composition with this selected clip. Alternatively, you can right click here and then say open in Fusion page or new Fusion clip if you want a more non-destructive workflow, but I'm just gonna straight away click here. So now we have this thing here, and I think I can effects I will need, so I'm going to keep that open. I'm going to make a little more space here. We do need the inspector, but we'll get to that later. Okay, and okay, now we're here. We have two screens by default. I'm going to put media into one so that we can see the difference. What you're going to do is inside your effects, open effects, and this is what media pool. Okay, you go inside your effects, you want to search, which is over here. You want to search for delta keyer. Okay, this, and you want to drop it between these two, so when you hover over the line in between them, you're gonna intuitively know that we're putting something inside there. And I can shut effects, and I'm gonna open inspector. Now inside your delta keyer here, the workflow is like the idea is more or less the same, but the things that you have to use are a little different. So over here with delta keyer node selected, you want to come into background color, click on this, and here it's a bit weird that you can't like select this drop down and just pick something. What you have to do is you want to select this, and then here you want to come to pick screen color. And again with here in the second one, it's doing a bit weird things, so I like picking something from the first window. That's why I put media in on the first one. So I don't know, let's select something which is giving us maximum transparency, something like this, and hit OK. So at this point, this is our media out, because that is at screen 2, and what we're getting is this is the final result, which is, if you remember, it's pretty similar to what we had in After Effects. We had a purple kind of tongue, and it was not looking quite right. So by default, even After Effects was doing the same thing. Now we come into the matte tab here, and this is interesting because in After Effects what we had is clip black and clip white, and as I said, I'm not very sure like what you have to play with those numbers. Over here you have a slider situation, so again you can come to final result and make it matte. So you're gonna get this. Now background has to be completely black, so I'm gonna take the threshold here up, so the background gets black and the threshold white down, so this foreground is completely white. This is very similar to what After Effects does. Actually, it's the same thing. It's not similar at all, it's the same thing. So now we at least have gotten rid of the maximum background, but still the problem remains is this color situation, right? Which is where I felt DaVinci Resolve just shines, because you have this slider here called red, and it says soft color here. If I go to source, again this is the same thing. It fixes your problem because it was at, I think it was a soft color, which is why we were getting this contrast situation here inside After Effects. When this was at soft color, you're getting this kind of problem. When you put it to source, it kind of fixed it, but then we did not have a way to get this red tag back. Okay, so over here also, if you put it to source, there is again no way to bring it back, but there is a thing here. If you put it to hard color, you still get these RGB sliders. Okay, and let me see if I put it to hard color. Yeah, there are no sliders here, which I think is a problem. But here I have these sliders, so what I can just do is I can take the red up, okay, and I can take the blue down, okay, let me double click and replay, like reset these. What was it that I did yesterday? Let me think about it. It was this only, like I did soft color, and then I just took the red up, and this tag had come back in. So I don't know why it's not coming back. Let me see if I can go to my edit page, to this Fusion, and don't make a new Fusion. Yeah, we have delta keyer here. So you see what I did yesterday was, I played with the RGB here, not here. Okay, got it. Understood. So let me go to the edit page here and go back to the Fusion page with this clip. No, not color, Fusion. RGB here is over here, in the key tab. So you don't mess with anything in the matte tab. Actually, you want to come to the key tab, and here wait a minute, what is up? Let me take a good look at what we have done here. In the delta key here, in key we have some things here, and the reference, this one. So reference in the key, not this color, because this is something we picked, right? That's not something we want to change. Okay, so coming back to our clip that we are working on here, you wanna go to the Fusion tab. Okay, in the delta key node, don't mess with this, but come in here in reference and take the red up. That is so satisfying. So let me just reset this, and you see this entire problem of this will just go away when I take a red all the way up. And if you don't want to take it all the way up, you can keep it a little here, because it's also adding a little bit of highlight here. And then green and blue, you can play with them to get, like, I think if there's a blue, more of a blue highlight which was coming, like you saw it was purple here, you can reduce the blue a little bit. And a red also, you don't want to take it all the way up, like somewhere over here. So now this is beautiful, because I've also gotten the tag back, and the tongue is also completely there. A little bit of problem here on the edges that can easily be fixed if you go into matte, and I think you increase this clip weight. And this is good, because the more you increase the clip weight, it's not like it's adding the background back, it's not even considering the background anything, which over here inside After Effects, when I was increasing the clip weight, let me keep this to source, which is the only option that seems to work. If I increase the clip weight, decrease it, you see there's the yellow color coming back with key light, but with here there is no such problem. Like if I take it down, or if I bring it all the way up to fix these edges, so now see the edges are pretty good. I can come here and we can error dilate it a little bit inside, just to get rid of that ugly fringe. And this right now is a pretty good, pretty nice cutout. And how do you export this? You want to come into your render tab, and you want to select PNG sequence. You can use EXR as well if you want to retain a little more of your light information, like highlights and shadows. EXR does a better job at it, but PNG sequence for the most part seems to work for me, so I stick with that. PNG, and most importantly, you want to click on this button here called Export Alpha. That will do it for you. Now let me also do the other one. The other clip was this one. Again, this is a dog on this is again not a very key friendly short video, because you see there's so much gradient stuff happening, and more than gradient, you can't see it so much with the naked eye, but you see there is the color cast on the dog, which is gonna be a problem. So let's start in After Effects. I'm gonna add key light, and I'm gonna pick this color. Now straight up you see it's messed up things a lot. So if I go into Find Result, into Screen Matte, you see something like this is happening. We'll do a regular spiel. We take the clip black up, and we take the clip white down until we are just seeing what we need. Go back to Final Result, and we're getting some very ugly fringes around the dog. Again, from soft color we can go to source. This is a problem. See, from soft color to source. Now when you do that, you will see how much of a color cast the background was actually throwing on the subject when it was shot this way. So the source will definitely not work. Hard color, yes, hard color seems to work better. Soft color doesn't work, so we'll stick with hard color. Again, the problem with hard color here, in contrast to Vinci's going to soft color or hard color, is you get these RGB sliders, which is so beautiful. Here I don't know, there is edge color correction, but I don't think that's got anything to do with the matte. Screen shrink, glow, grow, screen softness, deposit black, deposit, I am not sure. So anyway, we'll leave that at that. Just give me 1 second. Okay, nice. So coming back to our OBS, what was I showing? Inside After Effects, we're trying to make this a good kind of key. And what we can definitely do is, you see there's these hard edges here. We can come in and screen gain, decrease the screen gain a bit, and screen balance. I think if you played with the screen balance slider, that would bring it did try to bring a little bit of the red, but it didn't go all the way. If I take this down, I do get my red tag back, but also the background is coming back, which I feel, I don't know, but I feel it's a flaw in Keylight inside After Effects. Okay, so sorry, we were doing this other dog, and let's say this is the best we can get to. You can finesse with it a little more, but you see there are some transparency parts here which it's not perfect, easily put it. Coming to our new favorite software, Vinci Resolve, you want to go into your, wait, am I clipping? No. So you're going to go into your edit page, and I'm going to drag this here. Again, same thing. I'm going to come in here and just click on the fusion. Okay, this dog is very excited. Kind of reminds me of Snowy. We're going to go into the fusion tab. Same spiel. I'm going to put media 1 on the first monitor. I'm going to come into effects and delta key here. I'm going to drag it between these two. Shut this. Now over here again, same thing, delta key here. Inside background color, I'm going to click here, pick screen color, and I'm going to pick one of these lighter colors. There's no rule as such, like whatever is working better. So right off the bat, this is more or less similar to what we got from After Effects. Again, same thing, go into matte, and here you can play with the sliders here. Make sure the subject is completely white. This is black. So this is like your basic stuff. Up until here it's pretty normal, that's what you do. But the magic again comes in key, and when you play with these sliders here, in this case again it's going to be different for every. Here we don't need to play with the sliders. Only thing I have to do is change soft color to source. That kills it. Hard color, yes. Even in After Effects, hard color worked better. So hard color or soft color. I mean, I would prefer hard color, and then I would play a little bit with these. Yeah, a little bit of blue, like adding a little bit of blue does help. Just a little bit. If I see before, after, just a little bit. And one thing is this edge here is a bit problematic, so I can come into my matte and take this out. Yeah, I think the reason why DaVinci Resolve shines so much is because after you've done all of these settings and everything, once you change the threshold, it doesn't seem to get the background back again, right? Which happens with After Effects is it kind of like deletes it from the equation, but it's not deleted yet. Because now if I want to get the background back in my threshold, I can't. But if you see here if I play with these sliders, I can still get the background back at some point. But in the matte, there's a threshold. Here also in the matte we have this settings, but here for some reason it is pretty easy. Oh no, even here you can't really get yeah, you play with these sliders, then you get the background back. Anyway, a green screen removal chroma stuff is very dependent on the footage at hand, so there's no like fix or general rules. It's just about playing with sliders as much as you can. So you take this up and you start to get a little softer edge. The restore fringe is not helping us. I'm gonna blur this a little bit and dilate it inside. If we need a little more sharper edge, we can even take the blur down, or a little blur is important. Clean foreground. Whoa. This did a whoa. Clean background. It seems to affect a little bit of the ear. Okay, so that is that. It's 11:30. Let me see. Again, if you want to go ahead and render this out, and go into your render page. Come into your render page, select PNG sequence, and this is what you're gonna get. You can work on finessing it a little more. So that was it for this section here, which I wanted to talk about, like After Effects and DaVinci differences. The fact that DaVinci is a lot better. Like, even if I want to do one video where I do like rotoscoping inside After Effects and DaVinci Resolve's Magic Mask, which is only in DaVinci Resolve Studio, but it's beautiful. Like, it works a lot better as compared to After Effects' rotoscope, roto brush 2.0, whatever. Should I continue with the project I was working on day before yesterday? ITK broadcast. Okay, we'll do a little bit of this as well, because why not? Day before yesterday we came up until this point here, where this is pretty much destructive, but this is the reference that we're trying to work with and trying to recreate this. There's a lot of modeling left actually, and there is this pizza situation here, which I'm not gonna model that. And there is this grass situation here. It's actually nice. Should I just work on the lighting a bit? Or we should, yeah, let's work on the lighting. Okay, how do we go about lighting this? We'll start with an HDRI for sure. Okay, so I'm gonna make myself smaller and come here so you can actually see things. And this one concurrent viewers, that's what YouTube Studio says. So if you are seeing this stream, it would be great if you can just type in the chat if audio is proper and if video is proper, because I wouldn't know until after the fact. But if it's okay, because I can just assume it is fine. Alright, here we're going to try and get the lighting right first. So we're going to come into your world and drop down to color. Come to color and pick environment texture, HDRIs, and pick something like studio. These are all from polyhaven.com. So I'm going to render view here now. You're going to see that this studio lighting is behind. There's this dome here which I want to be placed a particular way, like right now it's not correct. And also we want to do this in cycles, not an EV. So render engine cycles, GPU, and viewport 64, render 128. Okay, so getting something like this. Now I don't quite like where it is, so in my shading tab, in my world, I'm going to do Control T with no triangular enabled. I'm going to rotate this in Z. Wait, what rotation gets the dome this side? Z? Yeah. I would actually want it to be, then in that case it is fine only, but I want it to be such that it is behind the camera. So here, this would bring in the maximum light, and we can rotate in Y, I guess. Yeah, now we're getting a lot more light, and the strength we can probably take it to like 0.3 or 0.8 should be good. Just using this as a starting point, I'm going to come into my film and make it transparent. Seeing things in the background. And just so we get a little more idea of things here, I'm going to start making some materials. So there, I'm going to keep it very simple, and I'm going to go with colors itself. So this thing here, if I make a new material, I'm going to call this orange light, and for the base color I'm just going to pick this. This will also tell me if the light is a little strong or not as per our reference. So orange light. For this whole thing, I'm going to make a new material, call it orange dark, and I'm going to pick this. Now over here, one thing we also have to do in your render properties is change it to AGX. So color management, it's AGX but look is none. So if I put it to like punchy or high contrast or very high contrast, let's have a medium contrast and give it a render just to see where we're getting at. And this is compared to our reference. Both these colors need to be a little darker, or what we could say is, wait, this boolean is not in the right collection. In fact, all of them are actually open. What we could alternatively do is reduce the HDRI intensity to 0.5, and now okay, let's not do it that way. Keep this here. For these materials, roughness, we have a roughness slider. I can take the roughness all the way up. If we keep it down, then it's gonna shine. We don't really need it to be shiny. I'm gonna take it all the way down. Let me see if metallic helps. But wouldn't be metallic, doesn't make sense. And subsurface, specular. Let me take wait, what happened here? Specular. I'm going to take the specular all the way down or all the way up. Not sure what it's doing. Firstly, shed the booleans. Yeah, that's better. We'll try and get as close as possible to the reference. It can't be like completely like the reference. Coat has a roughness. I think it's sheen which is causing the problem. So sheen, roughness at 1, weight at 1. Okay, that is a very different look. I don't know, to my eye this doesn't look exactly like this. Maybe it's got to do with the lighting. Okay, no worries. We did 2 materials. There's one more here, there's one more here, and there's this brick situation, which I'm going to try and add these black lines inside the shader editor using the brick texture itself. Okay, we have one viewer. Editor say, hi bro. Yes, I can see your comment. Oh, what time was it put? Audio is perfect, thank you. Okay, great. So our stream is going well from what I can see. For this material, right, I'm going to take the roughness up. Maybe we can try and make it a little darker. Not really, not make it darker, but maybe increase the saturation or decrease the saturation. Yeah, increasing the saturation does work. And I think even for this material, if I was to increase the saturation, but what I've done underneath there is a bit of a problem. Why have I made metallic? Yeah, you don't need metallic, and the saturation could be like somewhere here. It's still not as nice and pleasing as this one is, but that's got to do with the lighting. And right now we've just put an HDRI because that's an easy fix, but we can probably do a lot more with lighting, and that's also part of something that I'm trying to learn, figure out as we go, how to get like studio lighting in Blender. Okay, I'm gonna keep the stream to 40 minutes max, and we are at 36 minutes also already. So I was saying this I'm gonna do in brick texture. Let me model something more before we leave. Like there is this chimney situation at the back, which is gonna be pretty straightforward actually. But one thing I'm also noticing is that this entire situation, first thing I have to do is I have to parent the booleans, because if I just move this around, the booleans are going to stay where they are. That'll be a bit of a problem. So I'm going to select the corresponding booleans, this one, and this one, this whole thing, and I'm going to say control P parent to object, and this I'm going to parent it to this object. But when you put it there, you kind of see it. But if I parented it, why did it just do this? Because it's not in the booleans collection. How is it that booleans collection has 4 cubes? 1 is this, 2 is this, 3. Oh, that is the brick wall. Let me take that out. Okay, put it in the objects collection. Yeah, now that works. So this has to be parented to this object. Bro, why is this? Okay. This cube here is inside the booleans collection, but if I move it here now, it's not going to retain it. If I move this here now, it retains everything, which is exactly what I'm trying to do here. Some very weird reason it doesn't let me do that. This particular cube, I want to just parent it to this and keep transform. But then it becomes visible. So one thing we can do is here cube 004, but when I'm shutting it, it doesn't go away. How do I fix that? I don't know. Maybe it's because of the... oh, yeah. Wait. This is one thing, like you have to keep the position of things in mind. Now if I shut this, that works. Oh. I can't do it like non-destructively in that case. That's okay. If I select these, and one thing I was noticing is that it's a lot closer to the edge here, so I'm gonna go behind in X. Why are we going behind in X? This has to be also parented, so this and this, take it behind and not snap it here but bring it like somewhere here. And again for this, you just want to move it a little bit until, move this one, this bounds, move it until the boolean is actually happening, and then disable. One thing is also, this is a little as compared to the reference a little thick. So I'm gonna SX it down, something like that. Okay, nice. The color is a bit of a problem. Why is this black color thing here? We'll fix the color and the lighting as we go along. I'm gonna make this chimney situation here. So I'm gonna go into this object and let's just stick it right next to it. So in edge select, I'm gonna shift cursor selected, and we're gonna add a cube. It's very interesting that most things in the world are basically cubes. When you start modeling, it's something that strikes you. Everything is a cube in some way, and if it's rounded, it's not like an exact cube. Well, we have subdiv. You can subdiv it, and then it starts to look like a rounded thing. Upload your scripts and other stuff, editing assets and 3D models in Gumroad. Gumroad, I don't have anything worth selling as of now, at least. There is one script that I use inside After Effects which is pretty nice. Actually, there are multiple scripts I have in After Effects, but they're not like user proof, as in something somewhere will just break out of nowhere, which is not a good position to sell it, because if somebody is buying a script, they expect it to be at least reliable. So I'm in the stage where I'm testing things a lot, and OBS, yeah, and I'm testing things a lot and learning things along the way. So yeah, one thing I'm gonna do in the live streams is go back to After Effects scripting, because I haven't done that in a long time. So once I start doing that regularly and my code gets strong enough to the point that no matter what you do in After Effects, it will not break it, then I'll probably put it on Gumroad or some place. I was thinking Patreon for a very long time. You can get access to project files and everything. I just haven't gotten the time to set everything up. For 3D models, I haven't actually made 3D models as of now, so that doesn't really count. We are already 43 minutes. I'll just finish modeling this chimney situation and then we will continue tomorrow. So I'll go to my left, bring this here with my 3D cursor, scale it on the Z. Okay, for you to snap along with scale, what you have to do is Control Shift Tab and select scale as well. So now SZ, if I hold on Control, it will snap to this point, and I'm seeing this is a little too wide because we also have a grass situation behind. So I'm going to come in here, X-ray, cursor is selected, and here we're going to do SX to bring it a little inside, and I think we are also a little too wide in the Y, somewhere here. And the thing is, if you look closely here, you don't quite see it from behind the window. So how do you not see it behind the window? Yeah, because this is not actually like full, like this boolean here. Yeah, which is nice because I've kept booleans non-destructive. So you can select this one, come into the edit mode, cursor to selected, and I want to take this behind so that the boolean is only in the front. So we do SX and snap it here. Wait, SX and snap it here, yeah. So then it closes up like that. And if I do bool and disable them, it needs to pass through. Oh wait, I actually snapped it here instead of there. So I have to snap it here. Yeah. Now if I disable booleans, correct, that's what I'm looking for. So now this obviously will not be sticking here. So say GX, take it a little out. Yeah, so now it doesn't matter, like we can actually put things in behind here and the chimney is not like visible or something. We've done that. Now beyond this is basic modeling. I won't come into edit mode. Select this. I'm going to say easy, bring it here, easy, oh wait, median point, and scale this. Oh no, wait, I've done something wrong. Undo. This now, it is easy, Z, and scale down. Wait, not really. I'm going to take GZ up first, so it's a little up, and then is a easy, and oops, wait, am I getting more vertices? Yeah, 4 more. Easy twice, bring this up, not so much, a little bit, and then yeah, scale this down. I'm going to say GZ, bring this up and scale it a little more, and then post that we just do an AZ twice. Wait, let me frame this so I'm seeing the camera view right. GZ, bring this here, and then there's just this face. I can delete this face, correct, so that will work that way. And then there is a cone on the top. Cone, wait, I think there is a primitive for cone. We can obviously make it. Shift A mesh cone. Yeah, there is cone. Take the radius. I'm going to take the depth down, something like that, and radius. It's not really a cone. It's, how would you do that? Okay, cool. Figuring this cone part out is exactly where I will start from in tomorrow's stream. That is it for today's stream, because we're already at 15 minutes. Just get excited and go along with it. So in today's stream I did DaVinci Resolve and After Effects green screen removal and differences in which is better. You take a call. In my opinion, DaVinci is better, and we did a little bit of Blender project continuation. This project is taking way too long, but there is no deadline or like what do you say, pressure that I'm putting on myself. We'll do it as time goes by, see where it goes. So thanks so much for being in the code. I will catch you tomorrow. Peace. Okay, even yesterday when I stopped streaming, I could not change the thumbnail, and it just changes after a day for some weird reason. So, and I stream here